ओके. नमस्कार विद्यार्थी मित्रांनो, वेलकम टू द अनदर लेक्चर ऑफ अप्लाइड मेकॅनिक्स. In the previous lecture we have discussed about the single purchase scrap winch and problem based on the that single purchase scrap winch. Today we are going to discuss about the double purchase scrap winch. So basically in second chapter now we are discussing about the different simple lifting machines. So total we have 8 simple lifting machine. Out of that 4 we have discussed in the previous lectures. So in today's lecture we are going to discuss about the double purchase scrap winch. So now you can see here what exactly is a double purchase scrap winch. So here you can see a diagram on your right side. What it said, a double purchase scrap winch is an improved form of the single purchase scrap winch. So double purchase scrap winch is nothing but the improved version or the modified version of the single purchase scrap winch. Okay, in which velocity ratio is intensified with the help of one mover, spur wheel and a pinion. So here in the single purchase scrap winch we have only one spur gear and one pinion, but here we have a 2 pinion and 2 spur gears. So this is the what one more spur wheel and pinion is added in the double purchase scrap winch. After that what it said, in a double purchase scrap winch there are 2 spur wheels of the T1 and T2. So you can see here we have a 2 spur wheels. Okay, that is nothing but teeth. T1 means this is T1 and teeth T2 and again T3 and as well as T4. Okay, so here T1, T2, T3 as well as 2 pinions means this T1, T2 and T3 has these 2 pinions and as well as 2 pinions of the teeth T1 and T2 and T4. So after that the arrangement of spur wheels and pinions are such that the spur wheel with T1 gears with the pinion of teeth T2. So here you can see T1 is nothing but your here, T1 is your spur wheel gear, but T2 is nothing but the arrangement of what? Pinion. This is your T2, T3 is the pinion. Okay. After that similarly here you can see T3 is the spur wheel and T4 is the what? Your pinion. So here you can see from here to here this is your spur wheel, that is T1. Okay, and this will connect to the pinion T2. So here this is your second gear, that is nothing but the pinion gear. So which one gear is the large in size? That is our spur wheel, and small in size, that is the pinion. So here this T1 is a greater than the T2. Okay, so this T2 is your pinion and T1 is spur gear. As well as you can see here this T3 from here to this clutch, this is your spur wheel and this is your pinion. T4 is your pinion which is the attached to T3. Okay, so now you can see here T3 gear with the pinion with T4. The effort is applied to the handle as well as in figure. So here you can see here this is the handle and we are applying the effort here to rotate this handle. Okay, when we are rotating this handle, this T4 will rotate. Okay, but this T4 is mounted on the T3. So T3 is rotate also. So when this T3 is rotate means this shaft is rotate. With this T3, this T2 is automatically rotated. So this T2 is also rotating and this T2 is mounted on the T1. That's why this T1 is also rotate. So this T1 rotate means your weight is lifted towards the upward. Okay. So you can see here, let what I said you, जेव्हा आपण इथे हँडल वरती कुठलाही सपोज एफर्ट लावतोय, म्हणजे सपोज हे हँडल आपण रोटेट करतोय क्लॉकवाईज डायरेक्शनने, तर या हँडल सोबतच तुमचा हा शाफ्ट जो आहे, दिस इज युअर शाफ्ट वन, हा रोटेट होईल. हा रोटेट झाला म्हणजे त्या शाफ्ट वरती तुमचं काय पिनियन T4 माउंटेड केलेला आहे, म्हणजे तो पण त्या शाफ्ट सोबत काय होईल, रोटेट होईल. बरोबर, तो रोटेट झाला. या T4 ला आपण काय केलेलं आहे, माउंट केलेला आहे T3, म्हणजे तुमचा जो स्पर व्हील आहे. बरोबर, हा माउंट केलेला आहे, म्हणजे याच्यासोबत हे पण फिरेल. हा रोटेट झाला म्हणजे तुमचा हा शाफ्ट रोटेट होणार पूर्ण, आणि या शाफ्ट वरती परत दुसरा गिअर ठेवलाय आपण, दॅट इज द पिनियन T2. बरोबर, म्हणजे हा रोटेट झाला, हा शाफ्ट रोटेट झाला, म्हणजेच तुमचा हा गिअर पण रोटेट होणार. हा गिअर रोटेट होतोय म्हणजेच काय होतंय तुमचं, या गिअर वरती आपण काय माउंट केलाय, अनदर व्हील माउंट केली आहे, दॅट इज T1 स्पर गिअर माउंट केला इथे, तो काय T1. हा रोटेट झाला म्हणजे त्याच्यासोबत हा रोटेट होईल. हा रोटेट झाला म्हणजेच काय होणार, हा शाफ्ट तुमचा रोटेट होतोय. नाव जसे रोटेट होते, तर हे जे तुमचा लोड आहे तो काय केलाय आपण, वाउंड केलाय स्ट्रिंग सोबत. बरोबर, इथे तर ह्या काय होतात, स्ट्रिंग टाईट होत जातील, वाउंड होत जातील परत त्या शाफ्टला, आणि हा जो लोड आहे हा कसा होईल तुमचा अपवर्ड लिफ्ट होत जाईल. ठीक आहे. सो दिस इज नथिंग बट दी व्हॉट, double purchase scrap winch. So now see all the notifications of double purchase scrap winch, so which is useful to solve the problems based on this. Now see here, let T1 and T3, this is the T1 and this is the T3. So these are nothing but the what, number of teeth of spur wheels. So this T1 and T3 is nothing but the number of teeth of spur wheels. So how many number of teeth on this pinion? That is nothing but the T1 and T3. Now you can see here number of teeth of spur wheels. After that T2 and T4 are nothing but the number of this T2 and this T4 is nothing but the number of what? Number of teeth of pinion. So how many teeth on the pinion wheel? That is nothing but the T2 and T4. Now see here, L is nothing but the length of the handle. So from this shaft, how much its length of this handle? That is nothing but the L. Now R is nothing but the load arm of the radius of the load drum. So here we have a drum. On that drum we have mounted a strings, and that string attached to the load on one end, right? So this much is the radius of this load drum. Okay, or you can say this total is nothing but the diameter. So half of this diameter is nothing but the radius. After that, W is nothing but the load lifted. So this is W, which is nothing but the load lifted, and P is equal to effort applied to lift the load at the end of the handle. So here at this end, what effort we have applied, that is nothing but the P. So these are the terms which are used in a double purchase scrap winch. Now see the relation of this double purchase scrap winch. So that relation we have used to solve the number of problems based on it. So you can see here, we know that distance moved by effort in one revolution of the handle. So here in one revolution of handle means when we are rotating this handle one time. Okay, so this one time is rotate. So how much revolution will be occurred due to that effort? That is nothing but the 2 pi L, means that is the total circumference of 2 times of the pi, and L is nothing but the distance. So give it a equation number 1. So this is your equation number 1. After that you can see here, therefore number of revolution made by the pinion 4. So here by the pinion 4, number of revolution is nothing but the one revolution, means हा आपण एक वेळा फिरवला तर त्याच्या सोबत सोबत पिनियन पण किती वेळा फिरवेल, एकच वेळा फिरेल. जर आपण हा एफर्ट आर्म जी आहे ती सिंगल टाइम फिरवली एक वेळा, तर तुमचा पिनियन T4 पण एकच वेळा फिरेल. बरोबर, त्या 3-4 वेळा फिरेल नाही, ऑब्वियसली एकच वेळा फिरेल. सो दॅट इज नथिंग बट दी 1. Now you can see here, and number of revolution made by the wheel 3. So here you can see wheel 3 सोबत किती रिव्हॉल्युशन होते. So T4 च्या बेसवरती T3 आहे बरोबर. So T4 divided by T3 is nothing but your number of revolution of wheel. After that you can see here number of revolution made by the pinion 2. So pinion 2 is also mounted on the same shaft. See here, you can see here shaft, pinion, wheel T3 and pinion T2 both are mounted on the same shaft. Okay, so what revolution we get from for T3 wheel 3, that is similar to for the wheel 2, because both these pinions or both these gears will mounted on the same shaft. So you can see here that is nothing but the T4 by T3, which is similar to the wheel 3. Now, and number of revolution made by the wheel 1. So here you can see here for wheel 3 we get these two. Now for wheel 1 we have to taken these two, also these two. Why? Because we are applying the effort here. Okay, so these two into these two, that is nothing but T4 divided by T3 into T2 divided by T1. So you can see here that is nothing but the T2 divided by T1 multiplied by T4 divided by T3. So therefore distance moved by the load, that is nothing but 2 pi r. Total distance means 2 pi r, which we have taken, multiplied by this T2 by T1 multiplied by T4 by T3. So give this equation number 2. Now we know very well, what we know very well, आपल्याला चांगल्याच प्रकारे माहिती आहे की velocity ratio त्याचा फॉर्म्युला काय आहे, ऑलवेज आपण ते घेतोय, that is nothing but distance moved by effort divided by distance moved by the load. So here distance moved by effort and here distance moved by load. So in equation number 1 we have calculated the distance moved by the effort. See here, so what it is, 2 pi L. So take here the value of that, that is 2 pi L, and here you can see distance moved by load, that is nothing but in our equation 2 pi r into T2 into T4 by T3. So take here 2 pi L and value of this is a 2 pi r into T2 by T1 into T4 by T3. Now see here, these two will get cancelled, this pi will get cancelled. Okay, so now you can see here you will get the equation like this, L by this r, right, multiplied by, now you can see here this T2 is in a denominator, so this will can shift to the numerator, so you will get the equation like this, T1 by T2. Similarly this T3 is in a denominator, so we can shift it in a numerator, so you will get the equation like this, multiplied by T3 by T4. So see here you will get the new equation like this, L by R multiplied by T1 by T2 multiplied by T3 by T4. So this is nothing but the velocity ratio for the double purchase scrap wheel. So this we have to find out. Now you can see here mechanical advantage, as usual what we have taken, that is nothing but the weight or load, right, divided by what, effort. And similarly efficiency is similar, mechanical advantage into velocity ratio into 100, as usual what we have taken. But remember one thing here, एक गोष्ट लक्षात ठेवा, जेवढ्याही आपण मशीन्स बघतोय, म्हणजे आपण पहिले बघितली सिंपल ऍक्झल अँड व्हील, देन वी हॅव सीन द डिफरन्शियल ऍक्झल अँड व्हील, then warm and warm wheel, then single purchase scrap wheel, now double purchase scrap wheel. Every machine has a different velocity ratio. So this formula for velocity ratio you should remember. वाय, जर तुम्ही इथे लक्ष देऊन बघितलं, सो इन युअर एक्झामिनेशन, आता एक्झामिनेशन मोस्ट प्रोबॅबली युअर एक्झामिनेशन विल बी अ ऑनलाइन बेस्ड, मीन्स MCQ based. So in MCQs they can ask a question like this: so what is the velocity ratio of single purchase scrap weight? And they are given the all velocity ratio of, for differential, for single scrap, for double scrap purchase scrap winch, and for differential. Okay, so 4 options they are given to you. Okay, and you have to select the appropriate option as the answer, right? So when you are not able to select the appropriate answer, means you are not remembering the formula of velocity ratio for a particular machine, so at that time what your answer will be wrong. If they are asking for the single purchase scrap winch and you are selecting the answer for the double purchase scrap winch for means this formula, so your answer will be wrong. That's why you have to remember what velocity ratios equation for the different machines. So you have to, so for that what you can do, so just take one a notebook, okay, and what formulas we have learned from the first chapter, you have to write that formula in that notebook. So काय करायचंय, नोटबुक घ्यायचंय, त्यावरती नाव लिहायचंय, जे पण फॉर्म्युला असेल सिंगल परचेस स्क्रॅप विंच त्याच्यासाठी व्हेलॉसिटी रेशो काय, परत सिंपल व्हील अँड एक्झल त्यासाठी व्हेलॉसिटी रेशो काय, असं पहिल्या चॅप्टर पासून जेवढी फॉर्म्युला आहेत. अँड यू हॅव टू कॅरी दॅट नोटबुक ऑन युअर हेड ऑफ, म्हणजे पिलोच्या बाजूला ठेवायचंय, बरोबर, डोक्याजवळच ठेवायचंय झोपताना. बिफोर गोइंग टू द स्लीप you have to read at least once that formula, and after waking in the morning, just when you are wake up, you have to read that again once. So असं जर तुम्ही एकदा करत राहाल, रोज करत राहाल, so you are remembering that formulas for your lifetime, म्हणजे तुम्ही ते कधीच विसरणार नाही. So that will be helpful to you in your interviews also. And as I always told you, this subject is most difficult subject in this semester, and also this subject is based for the mechanical and civil students. So once you understand the concept of mechanics, you will easily solve the problems in strength of material, theory of machine, machine design. Okay, after that theory of structure or design of structure. So these subjects will be more easier to you. That's why you should know the basic knowledge of applied mechanics. Like for mechanics, you should have a basic knowledge of applied mathematics and physics also. So here now, once we have seen the double purchase scrap winch derivation, we get the formula for velocity ratio here. Now we have to find out the problems, we have to solve the problem based on it. So just see here the example number 10. So from our first machine, we have given a sequence like 1 2 3 4 5 6. So this is the example number 10, which is based on the double purchase scrap winch. So see, as I always told you, read the problem carefully. So what it said, in double purchase scrap winch. So you can see here, in a double purchase scrap winch, right? What it said, double purchase scrap winch. So problem मध्ये काय मेंशन केलाय, डबल परचेस स्क्रॅप विंच मेंशन केलंय. जसं प्रॉब्लेम मध्ये डबल परचेस स्क्रॅप विंच केलंय, तुमच्या डोक्यामध्ये लाईट लागायला पाहिजे की तुम्हाला इथे कुठला फॉर्म्युला वापरायचा आहे, व्हेलॉसिटी रेशोचा फॉर्म्युला काय आहे, बरोबर. जर इथेच प्रॉब्लेम मध्ये सिंगल विचारलं, देन यू हॅव टू यूज द सिंगल परचेस. जर इथेच प्रॉब्लेम मध्ये काय सांगितलं, सिंपल ऍक्झल व्हील, ऍक्झल अँड व्हील और डबल ऍक्झल अँड व्हील, सो यू हॅव टू यूज द सिंपल ऍक्झल अँड व्हील फॉर्म्युला. ओके, डबल विचारलं तर डबलचा. सो यानुसार प्रॉब्लेम मध्ये ऑलरेडी मेन्शन केलेलं असते की काय. नाव रिमेंबर वन थिंग, आता जे आहे आपली एक्झाम ही ऑनलाईन पद्धतीने होत असल्यामुळे, बरोबर, तुम्हाला जे पण MCQ टाइप मध्ये क्वेश्चन्स येतील, त्यामध्ये तुम्हाला मॅक्झिमम डेटा जो असेल तो गिवन असेल. म्हणजे जसं ऑफलाईन असताना आपल्याला 3-4 टर्म फाइंड आउट करावं लागतात, बरोबर. आपल्याला व्हेलॉसिटी रेशो काढावा लागतो, आपल्याला मेकॅनिकल ऍडव्हान्टेज काढावं लागते, एफिशियन्सी काढावं लागेल, मॅक्झिमम मेकॅनिकल ऍडव्हान्टेज काढावं लागतो, कधी कधी मॅक्झिमम एफिशियन्सी काढावं लागते, बरोबर. त्याचनुसार आपल्याला लॉ ऑफ मशीनचं इक्वेशन फाइंड आउट करावं लागतं. सो एमसीक्यू असल्यामुळे तुम्हाला मॅक्झिमम टर्म्स गिवन असतील आणि सिंपल एक फक्त फॉर्म्युला यूज करून व्हॅल्यू पुट करून यू हॅव टू फाइंड आउट दी दॅट व्हॅल्यू, बरोबर. आणि ऑप्शन दिले असतील, म्हणजे सपोज यामध्ये तुम्हाला सगळ्या व्हॅल्यू गिवन असतील मोस्टली आणि व्हेलॉसिटी रेशो फाइंड आउट करायला लावतो. मशीन कुठली दिली आहे, डबल परचेस स्क्रॅपिंग, तर तुम्हाला इथे त्याचा फॉर्म्युला यूज करून ते फाइंड आउट करता यायला हवं. 1 ते 2 टर्म करून म्हणजे 1 मिनिट मध्ये तुमचा आन्सर सॉल्व्ह होईल, या प्रकारे तुम्हाला प्रॉब्लेम दिले जातील. ओके, सो यू हॅव टू प्रॅक्टिस वेल. तुम्हाला फार चांगल्या प्रकारे प्रॅक्टिस करावं लागेल याच्यासाठी. ओके, that's why I told you prepare the one notebook for the formula. So now see here what our problem said. In a double purchase scrap range, teeth of pinions are, so teeth of pinions दिले 20 and 25. Okay, and that of the spur wheels are 50 and 60. wheels पण दिली आहे, means we know the value of T1, T2, T3 and T4 इथपर्यंत मिळालं आपल्याला. लेंथ ऑफ हँडल पण दिला आहे 0.5 मीटर, म्हणजे लेंथ ऑफ हँडल पण गिवन आहे. and radius of load drum is also given 0.25 meter. now what it said, if the efficiency of machine, म्हणजे efficiency पण दिली आहे 60%. find the effort required to lift the load. load पण दिला आहे 720 आणि काय विचारले, एफर्ट विचारलेला लागला. now see here, write down here the given data. what given data said to you here. First thing we have to do to find out the given data. नेहमीच तुम्हाला सांगत आलो, सगळ्यात पहिले प्रॉब्लेम सुरू झाल्या पहिली थिंग काय करायची, आपल्याला गिवन डेटा फाइंड आउट करायचा आहे. सो सी हियर व्हॉट इट सेड, नंबर ऑफ टीथ ऑफ पिनियन. सगळ्यात पहिले काय दिलंय, पिनियन T2 is equal to 20 दिलाय. here 20 T2 and T4 दोन पिनियन असते आपल्याकडे. T2 आणि T4 काय आपले पिनियन्स आहेत आणि T1 आणि T3 काय आहेत, स्पर व्हील्स आहेत. सो हियर T4 किती दिलाय, 25, राइट. नाउ सी that of the spur wheels means number of teeth of spur wheels, number of teeth of spur wheels, बरोबर. सो काय इथे T1 is equal to 50 असेल तुमचं and T3 is equal to 60. हे गिवन आहे, राइट. नाउ राइट डाउन द रिमेनिंग गिवन डेटा. काय दिले अजून आपल्याला, लेंथ ऑफ द हँडल दिलाय, बरोबर. लेंथ ऑफ द हँडल, तो लेंथ ऑफ द हँडल किती दिलेला आहे, 0.5 मीटर, राइट. नाउ सिमिलर रेडियस ऑफ लोड ड्रम दिलाय, रेडियस ऑफ लोड ड्रम, बरोबर. रेडियस ऑफ लोड ड्रम किती दिलाय, 0.25 मीटर, बरोबर. नाउ सी what we have given, efficiency. Efficiency is also given to us. So how much efficiency is here, radius of load drum we have notated it a small r and this is nothing but the L, right. Efficiency is given to us, that is how much, 60%. so write down here efficiency is the 60%. after that what it given, we have given the load to be lifted, that is nothing but W. how much, it is 720 Newton, right. so this all is a given data and they what they ask us, they ask effort required to lift load, that is nothing but P. how much, P is how much. now see here हाऊ वी कॅन फाइंड आउट द व्हॅल्यू ऑफ पी. कशी काढू शकतो आपण व्हॅल्यू. नाव डायरेक्ट पी काढण्यासाठी आपण एक काम करू शकतो. वी कॅन टेक अ मेकॅनिकल ॲडव्हान्टेज इज इक्वल टू डब्ल्यू अपॉन पी, राईट. बट नाव यू कॅन सी हिअर we don't know the value of mechanical advantage. We know the value of load, but we don't know the value of effort also. So here two values are unknown. So जिथे दोन व्हॅल्यू अननोन आहेत त्यावरून आपण फाइंड आउट करू शकतो का? ऑब्वियसली नॉट. बरोबर. सो वन थिंग इज disable to us. Now it is usable to us, but when we can see. Second thing, how we can find out. Now then we can find out by using this equation. Which equation? Efficiency is equal to mechanical advantage divided by velocity ratio. Now efficiency माहिती है, mechanical advantage don't know, but we can find out the mechanical advantage in terms of equation by using this formula. Okay, and velocity ratio we don't know, but we don't know the formula of velocity. We know the formula of velocity ratio. Recently आपण बघितलाय. तर काय स्टेबल परचेस स्क्रॅप मिल साठी velocity ratio चा formula. The first thing we have to do, we have to find out the velocity ratio. We know that velocity ratio for the double purchase scrap winch. So we know velocity ratio for double purchase scrap winch is nothing but L by R into T1 by T2 into T3 by T4. So this is the formula for velocity ratio. Now we know the value of L, we know the value of R, we know the value of T1, T3, T2, T4. So put these values and find out the velocity ratio. So what the value of L is nothing but the 0.5. Here 0.25 multiplied by value of T1 is 50 divided by value of T2 is nothing but the value of T2 is a 20 into value of T3 is 60 and value of T4 is 25, right. So now you have to do this calculation. Here you can see 23 is a 60 and 25 is a how much? 50. Okay, and 0.25 2 are right. So here you will get 2 multiplied by 2 multiplied by 3. So 3 2s are 6 and 6 multiplied by 2 is nothing but the 12. So this is nothing but your velocity ratio. Velocity ratio is equal to 12. So once you have get the value of velocity ratio, now second thing you have to do is find out the mechanical advantage. So see here, mechanical advantage, we know the value of mechanical advantage, that is nothing but formula for mechanical advantage, that is nothing but W upon P. So value of W is 720 divided by P. Okay, so this is the second term we have find out, right. So now we get the value of mechanical advantage in terms of what? This equation, right. Now you can write here, we know the efficiency of we know the efficiency. So what is the formula for efficiency? That is nothing but mechanical advantage divided by velocity ratio into 100. So efficiency is given to us, that is nothing but the how much? 60% is equal to mechanical advantage. We get this equation. So put that value here, 720 divided by P divided by velocity ratio. We have find out 12, right, multiplied by 100. So now do this calculation. So how we can do it? So here you can see 60 is equal to 720 divided by P divided by 12 into 100. Now this 100 we can shift here, it will go in a denominator. So here 60 divided by 100 is equal to, this P is already in a denominator, so we can shift here, that is 720 divided by 12P, right? So 0 0 get cancel and 10 6 means it is the 0.6 is equal to, here 12 6 are 72, right, and this 0 as it is, so this value will be a 60 divided by P, right? Now this P will shift towards the left side, so you will get the equation like this, 0.5 0.6 P is equal to 60. Now 0.6 is equal to P, sorry, 0.6 P is equal to 60. Now this 0.6 is shift towards the right side, so you can write the equation like this, P is equal to 60 divided by 0.6. So do the calculation of this in your calc sheet, then it will be 100. So you get the value of P is equal to 100 Newton, right? So what asked in our problem, they are asking us about the effort, so we get this effort. So you can write here one sentence. So 100 Newton effort required to lift the load of, how much load we have given, 720 Newton. So this is your answer. So like this you can solve your problem. Okay, so in today's lecture we have discussed about the double purchase scrap bench, what exactly it has, and one problem based on it. So one small difference in single purchase scrap bench and double purchase scrap bench. In single purchase scrap bench we have only one wheel per wheel and one pinion, means we have a T1 and T2. But in double purchase scrap bench we have a two pinions and two spur wheels, means we have a T1, T2, T3 and T4, four terms. So by using these equations we can solve the problem based on it. So in next lecture we are going to discuss about the another problem, so which is a little bit different from this problem. So you will get the idea how number of problems can solve on the different double purchase scrap bench. So let's meet to the next lecture, so you can try the problems, similar problems at your home. Thank you.